Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for November 12th, read by Charlie L. from St. Paul, Minnesota. AA Thoughts for the Day. Practice. God willing, we members of AA may never again have to deal with drinking, but we do have to deal with sobriety every day. How do we do it? By learning through practicing the 12 steps and through sharing at meetings. How to cope with the problems that we look to booze to solve back at our drinking days. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 560. Thought to consider. There's no elevator. You have to take the steps. Acronyms. SOB. Sober Old Bag. Just for today. Red flags from The Perpetual Quest. Many years later, although alcohol is not a part of my life, and I no longer have the compulsion to drink, it can still occur to me what a good drink tastes like and what it can do for me. From my stand at attention alcoholic taste buds right down to my stretched out tingling toes. As my sponsor used to point out, such thoughts are like red flags, telling me that something is not right, that I am stretched beyond my sober limit. It's time to get back to basic AA and see what needs changing. That special relationship with alcohol will always be there, waiting to seduce me again. I can stay protected by continuing to be an active member of AA. Alcoholics Anonymous, pages 396 and 397. Daily Reflections. Morning Thoughts. Ask Him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 164. For many years I pondered over God's will for me, believing that perhaps a great destiny had been ordained for my life. After all, having been born into a specific faith, hadn't I been told early that I was chosen? It finally occurred to me, as I considered the above passage, that God's will for me was simply that I practice step 12 on a daily basis. Furthermore, I realized I should do this to the best of my ability. I soon learned that the practice aids me in keeping my life in the context of the day at hand. As Bill sees it, our protective mantle. Almost every newspaper reporter who covers AA complains at first of the difficulty of writing his story without names, but he quickly forgets this difficulty when he realizes that here is a group of people who care nothing for acclaim. Probably this is the first time in his life he has ever reported on an organization that wants no personalized publicity. Cynic though he may be, this obvious sincerity quickly transforms him into a friend of AA. Moved by the spirit of anonymity, we try to give up our natural desires for personal distinction as AA members, both among fellow alcoholics and before the general public. As we lay aside these very human aspirations, we believe that each of us takes part in the weaving of a protective mantle, which covers our whole society, and under which we may grow and work in unity. Grapevine, March 1946. 12 and 12, page 187. Big Book quote. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, find out all you can about him. If he does not want to stop drinking, don't waste time trying to persuade him. Alcoholics Anonymous, 4th edition. Working with Others, page 90. 24 hours a day. AA Thought for the Day. Am I less critical of other people, inside and outside of AA? I used to run people down all the time. I realize now that it was because I wanted unconsciously to build myself up. I was envious of people who lived normal lives. I couldn't understand why I couldn't be like them, and so I ran them down. I called them sissies or hypocrites. I was always looking for faults in the other person. I loved to tear down what I called a stuffed shirt or a snob. I have found that I can never make a person any better by criticism. AA has taught me this. Am I less critical of people? Meditation for the day. You must admit your helplessness before your prayer for help will be heard by God. Your own need must be recognized before you can ask God for the strength to meet that need. But once that need is recognized, your prayer is heard above all the music of heaven. It is not theological arguments that solve the problems of the questing soul, but the sincere cry of that soul to God for strength, and the certainty of that soul that the cry will be heard and answered. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may send my voiceless cry for help out into the void. I pray that I may feel certain that it will be heard somewhere, somehow. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, Minnesota, 55012. I'm Charlie L., and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952 through 2001.